Now to Sean Diddy Combs' investigation. New surveillance video shows Combs being taken into custody in a Manhattan hotel last week.
The latest scandal involving Sean Diddy Combs has taken things to a whole new level, with rumors suggesting that Diddy was running an Epstein-type deal where he was filming everyone. The government doesn't want him to turn himself in because they can't ask for detention, so they go and arrest him. This could be the biggest celebrity cover-up of the decade. Scrums suggest that Diddy didn't just escape the spotlight, he's been spotted living a secret life in Cuba while looking like rots away in prison. This could be the biggest celebrity cover-up of the decade. The music mogul has been under intense scrutiny for months, with allegations piling up faster than his chart-topping hits. He was arrested on serious charges, and the media quickly reported that he was being held without bail in a high-security facility, supposedly under self-harm. A growing number of online stats and conspiracy theorists have suggested that the man behind bars isn't Diddy at all. Instead, it's a carefully chosen doppelganger meant to take the fall while the real Diddy enjoys a life of luxury far away from the prying eyes of U.S. law enforcement. The story is tracking music mogul Sean Diddy Combs on side watch at Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center after 2 judges denied his request for bail. A grand jury is expected to hear new testimony from workers very soon. Fans are posting photos and evidence to support this crazy theory online. Some point out facial structure differences like the eyes and jawline, while others focus on smaller details like Diddy's signature beard appearing slightly off in some photos or his ears changing shape. The public's perception of Diddy and his actions over the years has given these theories a life of their own. Diddy has inspired viral conspiracy theories. The man may be Diddy or an imposter sent to confuse everyone, according to reliable sources. Digital creator Joel Melnichuk posted 2 side-by-side photos of Diddy, one showing him exhausted and the other younger. This post sparked a firestorm of comments as fans analyzed every pixel like true crime detectives. Some suspect advanced photo manipulation, while others blame carefully framed shots for deception. Cassie sued Diddy in New York City, saying she was abused for a decade. The bigger shock is the rumor that Diddy has escaped to Cuba, a country known for harboring fugitives, including high-profile figures. This would indicate Diddy executed a Hollywood-level escape. Some sources say Diddy secretly prepared his getaway in the weeks before the property raids. Reports of financial transfers coincide with his supposed escape. There is a criminal investigation underway, and they believe that there would be evidence of crimes in one or both of these homes and Cuba. The island nation has a history of being a haven for those fleeing us justice. It is not hard to imagine that someone with Diddy's resources and connections could easily make his way there, especially with reports of a private jet sighting that coincided with his supposed disappearance. There is even a rumor circulating that he has purchased an estate hidden in the Cuban countryside far from the bustling streets of Havana, where he is supposedly living under the radar. The indictment of Diddy, a notorious rapper from Cuba, has raised questions about his connections to powerful figures within government circles, including those within law enforcement agencies like the FBI. The government has presented evidence alleging that Sean Combs was running a criminal enterprise, and Diddy's family has not been granted direct access to him since his incarceration. This raises concerns about Diddy's inner circle potentially being involved in the conspiracy or even turning a blind eye to his escape.
Diddy Combs has been denied bail in connection with the sex trafficking charges he faces. And as Les Trent reports, the music mogul who once traveled by private jet to all those mansions is now in a jail that is notorious for its bad living conditions.
There is little concrete evidence released about Diddy's whereabouts or the specific details of his supposed imprisonment. Some insiders claim that Diddy had begun distancing himself from his usual circle in the months leading up to his arrest, possibly knowing something big was about to go down. He allegedly made large cash withdrawals, sold off luxury properties, and even dissolved certain business ventures, all under the radar. The groundwork for Diddy's elaborate escape has been laid long before the feds aided his homes in Los Angeles and Miami. Insiders claim that Diddy had begun distancing himself from his usual circle in the months leading up to his arrest, possibly knowing that something big was about to go down. If he were allowed to proceed with any of the sales, an injunction or restraining order would help ensure that Diddy wasn't manipulating and selling the property to avoid this.
Guys, they found underground tunnels at Diddy's homes. This was first brought up by Shadow of Ezra, where he talked about the underground tunnels in Diddy's luxurious Los Angeles mansion. It was an underwater swimming tunnel leading to a mysterious grotto, reminiscent of an ancient and modern human use of caves.
Another issue is the matter of his private jet. Multiple reports claim that a plane registered in Diddy's name or under one of his many shell companies was spotted in Havana around the time of his alleged escape. The timing of this sighting has raised plenty of eyebrows, and if he did make it to Cuba, the country's historical reluctance to extradite fugitives back to the U.S. can make it nearly impossible for authorities to bring him back the money they are saying Diddy needs to start paying him on October 1st. This story is far from over, and the world is watching as the next chapter in the unbelievable saga of Shah Diddy Commons repeats with serious and salacious allegations, including allegations that Combs had cameras. This story is far from over, and the world is watching as more pieces of the puzzle fall into place. Diddy's dark history and patterns of manipulation, violence, and vision have characterized his life for decades. The latest rumors of his alleged escape to Cuba are just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the mysteries and allegations that have surrounded him for decades now. Diddy was a rising star in the hip-hop world, building an empire with Bad Boy Records and rubbing shoulders with some of the biggest names in the industry. Rumors were swirling about his involvement in one of hip-hop's most notorious feuds, the East Coast-West Coast rivalry that left both Shakur and the notorious B gone too soon.
Your parties are the hottest ticket around.
They won't even give me a permit for the parties, man. They don't want me to throw the parties no more. But we ain't gonna stop. We're gonna keep on having fun, bringing people together from all walks of life. You're gonna hear about my parties. They're gonna be shutting them down. They're gonna probably be arresting me, doing all types of crazy things just because we wanna have a good time.
In recent months, allegations of misconduct against Diddy have become shockingly familiar. Cassie, an R&B singer and Diddy's former partner, filed a civil lawsuit against him, accusing him of subjecting her to coercion and manipulation. Other individuals have come forward with their own claims, including a former music producer, Rodney Jones, who alleges that Diddy leveraged his power within the industry to pressure him into uncomfortable situations. Jones even went so far as to claim that Diddy tried to groom him, a move that many say aligns with previous stories about the mogul's influence over those around him. The pattern becomes even clearer when looking at how Diddy has allegedly used his wealth and status to create an atmosphere of fear for years. Insiders have spoken about his control over his staff and associates, with some describing him as a puppet master who pulls the strings from behind the scenes. Some of his former friends and collaborators have hinted that Diddy's empire is built on a foundation of intimidation, with long-standing claims that he has made use of bodyguards and enforcers not just for protection but to keep people in line. Diddy has always been able to evade consequences by leveraging his extensive network of connections, including alleged ties to law enforcement, high-powered lawyers, and business partners willing to shield him. Some speculate that this network extends beyond just business associates reaching into the halls of power, and including people who owe Diddy favors or fear his influence. Dawn had the choice to file the case as a Jane Doe, but she chose not to do so after giving it a fair amount of thought. Diddy has continued to amass wealth and maintain a luxurious lifestyle that many believe is funded by shady dealings. Reports have circulated for years about his business ventures being fronts for something more sinister, with some alleging that he's used his vast fortune to buy silence and avoid prosecution. It's no secret that Diddy is one of the richest men in hip-hop, but how he managed to hold on to his empire despite everything is a question that continues to baffle observers, adding another layer to the mystery. Reacting to this, people on the internet commented, "He's rich enough to have someone who has had plastic surgery to be a look-alike. If he's smart and it is a double in prison, he won't go anywhere outside his house or hut or WE he's laying low in. Better pay off a few neighbors to run around for him." Diddy's ties to other powerful figures have come under scrutiny, from Hollywood stars to major politicians. He's been seen with just about everyone, which has only fueled the rumors that Diddy has protection in high places, allowing him to move with impunity while others face the consequences. When it comes to the entertainment industry, Diddy's influence is hard to overstate, as he's not just a player but a kingmaker who has shaped the careers of some of the biggest names in the game. Well, this whole ongoing drama is something that sounds unbelievable. What are your views on it? Do share it in the comments below.